According to the National Program on Playground Safety, nearly 60% of all playground injuries list lack of maintenance as the primary cause. It is our duty as global citizens to make sure our playgrounds are safe for all of our kids. Join our middle school global classroom as we unite in a 3-week effort to explore parks all over the world to renovate and rejuvenate our public play yards. With thousands of children inspiring equipment maintenance efforts, our communities will find that there is indeed a safety in numbers. Welcome to Avila, Missouri. My name is Tammy Brankoff, and I'm looking for global middle school partners to join with my classroom in developing a safe place in mine and your communities. We have a park that's unsafe due to the lack of fencing to keep kids off a major road adjacent to the park. Do you have a rundown or unsafe park in your town? Maybe you have a place in mind that would just make a great location for a kids' activity center. If you do, I want you to join my class as we explore and discover ways to renovate parks that are abandoned or starting to deteriorate. Learners will be able to conduct research to answer a question, gather relevant, credible sources, and integrate information using a standard citation system to plan and present an argument appropriate to the task, audience, and purpose using multimedia tools for clarification. Learners will also show respect and demonstrate sensitivity for individuals who have different perspectives about education, lifestyle, and heritage. They will learn how to show understanding when working closely with other students who may be different than themselves. The new 21st century student needs to know how to collaborate with others. Learners will collaborate with and learn from individuals representing diverse cultures and lifestyles throughout the entire global project. Technology is incorporated throughout the whole global project. So therefore, students will learn how to use technology to communicate globally with students from other places. They will also use technology to organize and present their final project. To advance global connectivity, leaders and learners must develop a depth of knowledge about their global partners. They must learn not only how they live and act, but they must also comprehend why they live or behave like they do. Educators should monitor the learning environment with empathy and direction. Each student should be taught about the culture of the students joining their global network project. Teachers will develop a strategy for their class in a 2-stage program. Stereotypes and biases can often form due to the fact that students don't understand why other cultures may behave in a certain way. So during the first stage, students will learn about their own culture and why they do things the way that they choose to do them. The second stage will entail students learning about their partner's culture, and they can anticipate why they may live as they do. In doing this, they'll be given the framework to identify and understand what matters to them and why. So they'll be able to apply that same framework to their global peers. Students will be monitored for sensitivity during the first stage of the cultural process using carefully assessed journals, cultural x-rays, and pictures that might be used at a later date for a class culture book. During the second stage of the project, students will be monitored through peer-to-peer assessments and teacher conferences. Teacher feedback will be relevant to observations and timely for interacting with global partners by written and Skype methods. Content will be assessed through multiple methods, both summative and formative. The first method will include a student-created rubric that will help students through scaffolded steps to assess each stage in learning the content. Since students helped create this rubric, they will also be able to use it like a checklist. They'll use it to self-assess their progress as they work through each stage of the project. Then the teacher will use the rubric as the final summative assessment. Another method of assessment will be the final project, which is a presentation explaining the problem and the solution. This assessment will be focused to the learning objectives and will be observed by the instructor to give feedback. Other assessments include summative ones using quick think methods such as selecting responses and paraphrasing ideas. Peers will also give feedback in a peer-to-peer conference over content and collaboration efforts. Collaboration components will include partners from separate classrooms researching and assisting their counterparts' problem and possible solutions. The partners will then share and combine their results to come up with the best possible solution. I hope you decide to join my classroom as we investigate ways to fundraise, build, and encourage assistance with our project. We can teach students to become a valuable part of the solution in an ever-changing world where they can create a safe place for kids that may be used for years to come.